Oh my goodness. Was that not insane? I mean, I really didn't see this coming. I thought he would have cashed in like at Mania. Cashing in at the Elimination Chamber. I'm impressed with WWE. Now, some people are not happy about this shit. People are pissed. There are people pissed because they love Drew McIntyre. I feel like with Drew McIntyre, some people think he's great as a champion. I think he's great as a champion. I'm not. I'm a big fan of the Miz, so I'm kind of biased about this too. At the same time, it's hard for me to really be annoyed about this because of the fact that I'm a fan of the Miz. I think Miz is so underrated. He's such a great performer in and out of the ring. You know, he doesn't do the crazy flips and all that shit. You don't have to do that stuff, man, to be a good wrestler. Dude, if you want to cam up, I'd love for you to cam up right now, bro. Anyone want to cam up and talk about this? Just click that link. Man, I'm blown away by this. How do we feel about the Miz being the new world champion in WWE? Cashing in the Money in the Bank. Did anyone see this coming? Let's be real. Be honest. Marcus says, now that was awesome. Cue the music, right? Awesome. Yo, Miz, man. Miz has put in a lot of work throughout the years. He's really evolved as a talent. And I really feel like he is so overlooked at times. It's really sad. But I do feel at the same time, Drew McIntyre has been doing a phenomenal job. A phenomenal job. And, man, I can't even call it right now. I can't even call it. What did you guys think about the pay-per-view? Let me know how you felt about the pay-per-view. WWE finally has some balls. Yes. Kahunas, big kahunas, right? Because, I mean, shit. Dude, right? Wasn't this so out of left field? Guys, hit the thumbs up on it, please. It helps this whole stream like crazy on the playback and while we're live. We get a lot of likes, more people come in here, we're more interactive, and this is pretty effing exciting right here. I was busy and I wasn't able to catch the whole pay-per-view. I caught the back end of it, and man, I just was like shocked when I seen Lashley go in there. I said, okay, all right, Lashley's going in there, he's beating the snot out of him. And then Miz comes through, and I was like, dude, this is insane. Now this has gone to a whole nother level of craziness. Like a whole nother level of craziness. I can't believe it. But I love it. I do love it. This is what we need in wrestling. We need wrestling where we have things go down that's not predictable at all. Everyone always cashes in at WrestleMania, right? And then there's that big WrestleMania moment as he's the champ and everything. I'm going to see if Shoes Up wants to come through and cam up. I mean, this was something else. I got to give WWE credit. My son loved watching his first live cash in. Oh, that's special, bro. And y'all will always remember that, man. He said that should be Otis. Otis, man, I don't know what happened with Otis. He says, I'll cam up. Cool. Yeah, I just want to talk about this because I was pretty impressed by it, but I didn't catch the whole thing. Now, I heard that Daniel Bryan won, and then right after, Roman Reigns jetted into the ring and then hit him with a submission move. Daniel Bryan tapped out, and that was it, right? Yeah, it says he's right. He says it makes it much better when Drew to win it back at Mania. So, but will he be wrestling him at Mania though? Did Edge pick someone that he wants to wrestle yet? I've been trying to catch up on WWE. It's been a busy couple of weeks for me. Did Edge pick who he wants at WrestleMania yet? Yo, what's good? When we gonna give AJ another? Yo, for real, bro. I love AJ Styles, man. He's the man. Drew does have the rematch clause. Oh, he did pick Roman Reigns. I thought he did, but as I said, man, I've had a really busy couple of weeks with everything. Edge picked Reigns tonight. Okay, so he picked Reigns tonight at the pay-per-view. I caught the end half of the show. What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Yo, how crazy was tonight?
Hey, I mean, I expected the Miz to come out, like I really
You
did.
did expect that.
I expected him to come out, but towards the end of the match, you saw Drew McIntyre was all, exhausted after, winning. So I was like, okay, the Miz is gonna come out. So I was expecting his music, but Drew got right up. And then next thing obviously Lashley came out, and I was like, okay, that's the next program for WrestleMania. You know,
Drew
and
versus Miz.
well, no, I expected Drew versus Lashley because I was like,
Oh,
okay,
for revenge. But so who is the Miz gonna wrestle?
they're probably just running back with Drew. They're probably just running back with him, trying to climb back up the ladder to get next, since WWE doesn't allow rematches.
Man, I didn't expect him to win that shit though. Like, I really didn't. And like when he started coming through, I was like, Miz, how he is. He's like that chicken shit heel, you know what I mean? So I thought maybe like when Drew started getting up, like I didn't think he was gonna actually hand the briefcase over and check it in, you know what I mean? To get the match started. Because he's a chicken shit heel. He does that type of activity. Like he'll go in acting like he's gonna go for it and then he backs off. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah. That's what I thought. That since Lashley was like right outside the ring, I was like, okay, he's gonna, once he sees the Miz pin Drew, he's gonna pull him out and you know ruin the cash in. But it didn't work out that way. WWE actually did something unexpected.
yeah, for a change. Do you think that people are upset that Drew McIntyre lost the title, and people that's watching live? How do you feel about Miz getting that belt from Drew McIntyre? Are you feeling some sort of way about that, or no? You're happy about this?
I
Let me
know,
know. How
like,
do you feel?
like I know me and my wife watch Miz and Mrs. So I'm a big fan of the Miz, and I've been waiting for him to get the championship again. I mean, he hasn't had it in 10+ years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually I like him having the title. I know a couple people that I talked to that they kind of, I don't know. I guess they get fed up with like long reigns. So I'm pretty sure they were kind of tired of Drew McIntyre and they were ready for the next champion. They got a lot of talent on the roster, that's the thing, and only a few titles to go around.
Dude, that shit was fucking nuts, bro. I mean, I did not see Miz actually cashing in and winning, and I did not see him cashing in tonight. I didn't see that happening. I thought maybe he would come out and be chicken shit. Drew starts getting up or something. He's like, nah, fuck it, I'm surprised Miz didn't crack him over the head with it, because that's what they usually do a lot, right? They'll be hitting him in the head with the briefcase first, lay him out. And when he did the DDT and did the pin, it kind of threw me off too. I was like, he hit him with the DDT, did nothing. And then he hit him with the skull crushing finale, right? Is that his finisher?
Yeah, that's right. That's the right name.
Yeah. I mean, he's really good on the mic too, the Miz. But some people can't stand him, you know?
Yeah, he's a great heel. That's the thing. I can't wait to see his ceremony, because he's gonna have a ceremony on tomorrow night. So I
Oh
can't
my
wait.
God, it's gonna be ridiculous with John Morrison.
It would have been crazy if John Morrison would have won the U.S. Championship too.
Yeah, it's really disappointing what WWE is doing with John Morrison. I think that he's so talented and he's proved himself after leaving WWE, the kind of star he is. And they're just not doing anything with him, you know?
Yeah, they're not doing much. I was hoping that they do something with him, but now his wife is coming over, so I don't know. Maybe they'll do something with him now. I don't know.
He said, little golf boy Mike says, I love it. Let's go, Miz. Okay. Peanut Butter says, I can't stand the Miz. You either love the Miz or you hate him. It's safe to say, right? There's no medium when it comes to the Miz, right? At all.
Yeah, like
I
I
don't
always
think
liked the Miz, but ever since I watched the show, you kind of get to know him a little bit better off the show, so you're kind of rooting for the guy.
Yeah, he's pretty cool on the show. Miz seems like an all right guy, you know. And the wild thing is, like, I've been following the Miz since he was on Real World. You know, I remember like yesterday with the Real World when he was on that shit. I think I got a few years over you, so I don't know if you were fucking with the Real World or not. But he was on one of the
Nah,
first ones.
yeah, I remember the real world. I mean, and I remember when he first, he was coming on WWE, and representing for the real world. So kind of went back and watched a lot of that stuff too.
Oh yeah. And he wasn't he in Tough Enough also, if I'm not mistaken, or was it his brother that was in there?
No, it was him. He was on Tough Enough. I'm assuming that's how Alexa Bliss got to know Ryan Cabrera because him and Miz are pretty tight.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that was exciting. Thank you, WWE, for actually giving us something with some excitement. Gucci says Miz is trash. Why do
Yeah,
you think why do you think Miz is trash? Because there's a lot of people that feel that way. Explain. What is it about Miz that makes you all feel he's trash? I'm not talking directly just to him, but there's a few of you that can't stand him. What's his deal? And HTX, why do you think people have that feel toward the Miz?
well, I mean, you seen it in the storyline that he had with Daniel Bryan. When he was basically calling Miz safe since he's never gotten hurt. He's always been consistent, but he's always had like a safe style of wrestling to where he doesn't take risks. He's pretty basic in the ring.
But he came back to him and said something like, "I wrestle smart," you know what I mean? Like, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. And that was great. That was epic when him and Miz were going back and forth on what was it, Raw After or whatever. What the hell was that show called?
Talking smack.
Talking Smack. That was when it was the shit. Because
Yeah.
that back and forth was classic. To me, that's like classic shit. And they don't give us a lot of that. It felt real, like they were really shooting at each other, you know?
Yeah,
He said
and
he's basic. See, my thing is, who talks better than The Miz in WWE?
John Cena can have a whole crowd booing him, and within a minute he's already, he's got them cheering on him again. So,
Mm-hmm.
but as far as the roster right now, the better talker. I mean, AJ's okay, um, but the Miz is probably one of the best.
Yeah, I think AJ's pretty good, man. They got AJ as a guy that's on a high level. That's basically the one that puts over the one they're pushing. You know what I mean? Like he's laying down a lot lately, but I think they're going to give him back something. I hope later on during the year. I hope so. You know, like even like Kevin Owens.
Oh yeah,
Kevin Owens is just doing the job. You know, he's amazing. Like, remember when he first came in the WWE, the matches he was having with like Cena and like they were pretty dope, man. I thought they were.
yeah. Kevin Owens is another one. He's a great talker, and right now they got the whole Stone Cold gimmick going on for him too. So I mean, that's pretty cool right now.
Yeah, I really like Kevin Owens. I've as soon as I started seeing him wrestle, in what was he in ROH, right? That's where he was before he went to WWE. I think I liked him in there
Yeah,
when he was
ROH.
Kevin Steen.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
He was,
another person that's a great talker and can back it up that I wish he wasn't injured or I don't know what's going on with him, but Samoa Joe is like one of my favorite guys on the mic.
Dude, when him and what was it, Brock Lesnar, when they had their feud, that was dope.
Yeah, I actually thought he was gonna get that championship from Brock.
Dude, it was very believable. Like I remember him just was lifting him up and smashing him. I think into a table too at one point. I mean, he was crushing it. Yeah, that's the one and only HTX. We having a little wrestling show right now, talking that wrestling. I'm hitting up a few other people to see if they want to come in. I may hit up actually Mr. Skinny if he wants to come through because I know he loves wrestling. We'll see if he wants to come through and talk about. Come through. We talking this pay-per-view.
Shouts out to EE. What's up, scumbag?
He says no one cares about the Miz. And that's the thing. Do you think that this is going to help the ratings having someone like Miz as the champion?
It just depends, how tomorrow goes. Like if he does have a celebration or something like that, and it's it's kind of hectic, then it'll probably I guess that'll determine whether people actually want to watch the program or not.
I hope they stop with all the goofy shit with Miz because that was the whole thing. It was a lot of comedy again with him and John Moxley. Like when we had the situation with Daniel Bryan, he was really on some serious shit, Versus there's been a lot of comedy with the Miz lately again. And when he's serious, that's awesome. Remember when he was like so serious about the Intercontinental Championship, and he was like, no one puts respect on the Intercontinental Champion, and no one's repping it like how I rep it now. Do you remember that time?
Yeah, and it's true. Nobody cared about the Intercontinental Championship at that time. Until he elevated it, and once it was kind of removed from it, it's kind of second nature now. At this point, I kind of forgot who just had the championship.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. But when Miz he was like, dude, he was pushing the Intercontinental Championship like it was the number one championship. Because when we were younger, that championship meant something, Like that shit really meant something when we were young. But now it's just not the same. So, how was the rest of the pay-per-view? Because I didn't see the first half. How was it to you?
I mean, I was kind of skimming through it because I kind of had like a shoulder pain, so I was kind of getting that taken care of. So I was kind of like on and off watching it. But I mean, for the most part, I mean, it's a pretty good showing. I mean, I didn't really catch the U.S. Championship. I kind of just saw the ending. The first Elimination Chamber match was pretty good. It was kind of back and forth action. That ending sequence with the last, with Thor, with AJ Styles, who else was in there? Cesaro. Wait, no, was it Cesaro? Yeah, Cesaro. It was an AJ. Man, I'm kind of mixing up these chambers. Yeah, but it was pretty good. And Daniel Bryan ultimately ended up winning. And, out comes Roman Reigns. And that's kind of, you knew what was going to happen, but, it's still pretty good.
But usually in these cases, they give the guys a little bit of a break and they do a couple more matches before that match. But this time around, they just had him come right in, right? The music hit right after he won, basically.
Yeah, once they lifted the Elimination Chamber, you heard his music go, and that's what I thought as well. I thought they were that was gonna be the main event. Wow. But I guess Roman Reigns being who he is right now, he's doing great heel work as well. He came right after the Daniel Bryan won the match.
Now, do you think that Edge has any chance of hell to win this match against Roman Reigns? I don't think so.
I feel like they might. I think they might give the belt to Edge because I mean, why else would they bring back an old timer to win the whole Royal Rumble at number one? And then lose at WrestleMania. I have a feeling like they'll put the belt on him.
I feel like Edge probably just always wanted to work with Roman, and maybe this was his chance to work with him. I personally think that Edge is going to put over Roman, as like an OG should do. I think people really like Roman Reigns now that didn't like Roman Reigns in the past. Are you a Roman Reigns fan, first of all?
As of right now, well, even before the heel work, I mean, I kind of gave him a chance. But
Mm-hmm.
ever since, I've always wanted him as a heel. I felt like he was better off as a heel. And now that he is a heel, he's doing terrific work. I'm a big fan. The whole, head of the table gimmick he's got going on with his cousin, like, I don't know, it's pretty cool.
Dude, I love the heel Roman Reigns. I never was into the Roman Reigns before that. Like, I never was into it. I seen an interview where he said that he felt like he should have been the heel, not Seth. But they always wanted him to be the baby face. Man, he's doing a great job. I would hate to see him lose, and I don't think they're gonna do that. But you may be right. We both watch a lot of wrestling, so we don't know what's gonna happen. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I'm trying to throw all of your stuff in here. Shout out to Mr. Jones, of course. Ali Frazier, everyone up in here, Marcus. Guys, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do so. It helps with the recommendations for this. And if you're watching on the playback, I want to know how you felt about the pay-per-view. What do you rate it 1 through 10? Let me know. I didn't watch the whole thing, so it's unfair for me to give it a rating. But chat, if you're live right now, let me know where you rate this pay-per-view 1 through 10. And match of the night, I would love to know what you thought match of the night was for the night. As I said, I caught the end, and I had to speak about this because I did not see this happening tonight. I didn't even think that the Miz was gonna ever be the champion. I thought he would catch that L as far as cashing in, but I guess not, man. I guess not. And congratulations to the Miz. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to go on at WrestleMania now. Is the Miz going to fight? Because we have no. Oh no, there's one more pay-per-view, right? Isn't there Fastlane?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking right now. But they kept talking about, oh, it's the last stop or something like that. So I mean, I'll have to go check it out. But yeah, it should be Fastlane.
Yeah, because usually we have Fastlane before we get to the pay-per-view. So will there be a rematch with Miz before that? Miz will lose at Fastlane. And what's gonna happen? Raw should be really good tomorrow. With the whole shit with Drew. Because Drew is gonna spaz the F out tomorrow.
Oh yeah, he's gonna interrupt that celebration because the Miz is gonna have a celebration no matter what.
And he's coming he's gonna have some extravagant thing. They're gonna have the carpet out for him. I can already see it, Yeah, it's kind of like that last little bump in the road before WWE's WrestleMania. But look, if they're making some major moves during a pay-per-view like this, I don't recall many major changes happening at this Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. So I'm curious to see what the outcome is going to be. I really am curious about that. And who the hell knows what's going on with the Fiend? I don't know what they're doing with the Fiend. Maybe he needs some time off. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Usually when a superstar takes that much, time off is usually, just vacation time for him or injury.
Yeah, I think that could be the case. I haven't heard of anything. He says Riddle, the new U.S. champion. So
yeah,
he
I was
won.
hoping that Keith Lee would win. That's the thing.
They do Keith Lee so dirty, man. They should have never brought him back up if they were going to do what they're doing with him.
Well, there's a lot of superstars they've done dirty. They'll get a little push, then they get brought back down. They need to go ahead and release Aleister Black and let him do something else somewhere else.
Yeah, what's the deal with Aleister Black? We haven't seen him on TV in so long, Is he
Then
being punished because of his wife? What's her name? Selena Vega?
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it, but I think as well he's probably holding out. He's probably mad about that.
You know, AEW scooping him up so fast.
Man, a lot of the talent that WWE has that they're on using AEW scoop them up real quick, but AEW's, they're gonna kind of mess themselves up as well. Like if they get too much talent over there and they don't have nothing to do with them, and right now they only have Dynamite.
Yo, can you imagine though if it was Bad Bunny versus The Miz at WrestleMania 37?
You know what? That's what has me thinking that if Fastlane is coming up, they're gonna get rid of the Miz championship reign because of the fact that the rumor is that Miz is supposed to partner with Morrison to face Bad Bunny and what's his face Punishment Martinez, aka
Yeah, that's what I know him as still too. I was trying to think of his real name, his new name now. Punishment Martinez is what I know him as too.
Damian Priest.
Yeah, Damian Priest. Yeah, he's a really big dude in person. I've met him before.
That boy
he's
is
like
tall.
really effing tall. He's a tall dude, man. But yo, I think something's gonna happen definitely more with this Bad Bunny dude because WWE's merchandise, they're like selling. Yo, they've sold the most merchandise I think in a while with this Bad Bunny dude, man. Like it was reported that like one of the highest merchandise sales in a long time. It's Bad Bunny. This is the new merchandise that's up. I have a link in the description if you want to go check out all the new merch. But yeah, MSK new shirt, Elimination Chamber. I'm shocked no new Miz shirt that they posted. But look at all they got two right here, Bad Bunny tees. And from my understanding, they're selling like hotcakes because the Bad Bunny fans want to buy this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the problem with WWE. They're more worried about a cash grab. They have all this talent, but yet they will bring in people. Well, I don't have a problem with Bad Bunny being in. As long as he stays in lower mid card or whatever. Mm-hmm. But you got supposedly Lil Bow Wow over there in the training center. Then you got them trying to bring Cardi B in. It's like you're bringing outside talent, but yet you have all this talent and eating and catering the whole pay-per-view.
So is that a rumor or is she really training to go to WWE? Cardi B.
No, I think she's just gonna make an appearance, but even then when they make appearances, they'll take a whole 15-minute segment.
Yeah.
Where they could have easily fit in two matches with someone like Cedric Alexander versus Ricochet versus someone else.
I'm surprised we haven't seen LeVar Ball back. That was crazy when LeVar Ball and Miz was in that whole thing too. It was on Miz TV. Remember that?
Oh my God, yeah.
That was crazy. That was such a hot mess, man. I think they cursed too, right? They dropped something. So
yeah, I think it was LaMelo. I think it was LaMelo when he got up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, when you go in that ring, man, the level of adrenaline, being kind of like an outsider, not being a wrestler, and going in the ring, you get a lot of that feel like as a fan, like holy shit, I'm on WWE TV, So it's gotta be a crazy feeling. Yo, what's up, Ty? He says I'm happy Miz cashed in. So another Miz fan. I'm happy Miz cashed in too. My whole thing is, if you want to jump in, feel free to. My whole thing is that I like Drew McIntyre as champion. I feel like, damn, man, like I feel like before you know it, they'll be having people back in the audience again. And it would have been nice for this dude to actually be the champion with a live audience, not these computer graphics, computer screens, LED lights, and all that crap. I think he was doing a good job. I'm shocked they didn't let him just pass through WrestleMania as champion. And he says he's glad Bobby's moving up. Yeah, Bobby's doing really good. the Hurt Business thing, it was a little slow for a second, but it has picked up. I think the Hurt Business has really picked up big time. And that this is the problem too. Like Paul Robinson says in the chat, he says Drew is boring, and I disagree. But there's a lot of people I know that say he's boring. How do you feel about Drew McIntyre, HTX, and everyone in the chat? Please talk to us and on the playback in the comments.
I feel like Drew is probably better as a heel. I know he did good work in NXT as a face, but as far as like when he came to the main roster, he was doing a decent job as a heel. You know, that usually works out for certain characters, like Roman Reigns.
No, definitely. I liked him as a babyface. I thought he was fine as a babyface, but everyone got different taste. I actually, I'm a little disappointed that he lost the title as a fan of Drew McIntyre, but I'm a fan of The Miz. I think The Miz is great. He's awesome, no pun intended. But he's freaking awesome. I just want him to get back to that badass Miz. I'm the champ. No more goofy shit. None of that. And I think that him and John need to split up, man. I really think John and him need to split up. I think he needs to be a one-man show. You know what I mean? Like, I think when he's with John, it's like a silly. It's like comedy. It's a comedy thing. And he's the champ now. I want to see him. Back to the Daniel Bryan days. That kind of fire that he had, The Miz. Because he was rocking by himself back then. He didn't have no one rolling with him, right? Or was Maurice with him? Or do you remember? Do you guys remember? Let's see. Drew McIntyre. Oh, he says Drew McIntyre of him. Okay, so Review is tired of him. There's a lot of people that say he's boring. There definitely is a lot of people that say he's boring. Let me know what you thought of the pay-per-view in its entirety. And let me know your favorite match of the night. I definitely want to know what was the best match of the night. Leave it in the comments. Leave it in the chat. Keep the chat moving, and we're going to be grooving. And if not, we're about to break up out of here. I just want to interact with you guys. I wanted to talk to wrestling fans, honestly. So that's why I went live right now. I had to speak to some of you wrestling fans and just see how you all feel about The Miz being the world champion. Are you happy about it? Are you annoyed about it? Forget about you deserve it shit. It's all about does it make sense? I hate when people do that whole, he deserves it though. He does not. No, man, it's not about deserving it. It's about, does it make sense? Is it going to be entertaining for us? Are we going to watch Raw tomorrow and be entertained more than we would with Drew McIntyre as champion? I think it all depends on where Miz goes from here on out as a personality. He's got to change the personality a little bit and get back to him being badass. You know what I mean? Edge versus Miz, that would be great. I'd love to see Edge versus Miz. That would be fantastic. And I'm sure them two would love to work with each other, But only time will tell, for sure. Says, no pun intended, the Hurt Business has picked up. Yeah, they have picked up big time. People really are taking them a lot more serious. What do you say?
I wish the Hurt Business would pick up Keith Lee and get him away from
I think Keith Lee needs something. He just looks like a big teddy bear now when we see him. But in NXT, he was like such a badass, I don't know what they did with him. Vince messed him up. And what worries me? What happens to like Killer Cross, carrying Cross? When that day comes when they bring him up, what are they going to do to him?
I think they're probably higher on Killer Cross. But I mean, I remember last year when Keith Lee went into the Royal Rumble, against Brock Lesnar. I was excited to see that.
Yeah. Then, yeah. It was a big look.
He goes from that to whatever he's doing now, and once they started making him wear the vest, the vest or whatever, so you can
that was
hide his stomach and all that. I was like, nah.
Yeah, they changed the look. Even the way he was talking was kind of weird. Like they always do that though. They bring these guys up from NXT and then they go to shit. Aleister Black, perfect example.
Yeah,
He
then they
got
got rid of his
fired.
theme song because of the whole, the whole CFO
Yeah,
moving
that was
on.
bad too. Changing the theme song was terrible with him. Says it doesn't make sense at the same time that The Miz is champion. I see Bobby walking in WrestleMania as champion. Think about it. So you think it'll end up being Bobby versus The Miz? Is that what you're saying, Ty?
Or if there is Fastlane, then Bobby will probably come out tomorrow night and interrupt the celebration and be like, you know what, you owe me.
You owe me, yes. What I got you. Whatever you need. He's gonna be with the glasses, all Hollywood. Whatever you need, I got you. Anything for you, Bobby. Come on, look, and then he's gonna point at the sign, right? He's gonna point at the WrestleMania sign. I can
Yeah,
see it
tomorrow
right
we'll find
now.
out. Yeah, tomorrow we'll find out if there was some
Yeah.
behind the scenes. Maybe Miz went up
He
to
said
Bobby, like, you
exactly.
know what? He's like, you know
He's
what?
gonna point at he's gonna point at the side, Bobby. Ah man, and I can see Miz like just in shock, take his glasses off, maybe. Yeah, the Miz owes MVP, right? Yeah. Yo, it makes sense, right? Because
too,
Bobby's
since
go
oh,
ahead.
sorry, since Morrison, joined the triple threat because they took Keith Lee out or whatever. Maybe MVP is gonna be like, you know what, we put your guy in this match. Bobby helped you win the championship. It's time to pay up the Hurt Business.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty good prediction. That would be great. That would be great. I've always liked Bob. And Bobby Lashley, to me, is like a Drew McIntyre, how the feedback I get from him. People either like him or they say he's boring. They say, Bobby can't talk well. That's another thing I hear. I've always liked Bobby Lashley. I've always been a fan of him. Cool guy in person too. I've met him. He's really a nice guy. So it's going to be interesting what goes on. It really is. They really shocked me tonight. I did not see this shit coming, man. And when I seen him come into the ring, I thought he was just gonna tease it that he's gonna cash in, and then see him moving and say, nah, or hit him and attack him, and then Drew gives him a little offense and he cowers away, But not the case. Not the case at all. He says, I heard Lesnar returning versus Bobby. I heard a rumor about that too. That Lesnar and Bobby been wanting to have a match together for the longest.
Yeah, that's been going on for years.
Yeah. Yeah, that rumor's been going on for forever. Since he came back to WWE, Lashley, right? I'd like to see them fight UFC, the two of them. That would be crazy. So, but yeah, man, I just wanted to cover this real quickly. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. On your way out, hit the thumbs up and tweet this video out there. If you got Twitter, throw this out there in the Twitter world. Let's see what he says. Now's the time because of his angle. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious to see. We're gonna have to see what happens on Raw tomorrow. And maybe we'll start doing more of these wrestling streams, maybe even after Raw if you guys want it. I just need that feedback and that support, the comments, all that shit. So, let me know what y'all want, and I'll try to deliver that entertainment. But anything exciting with wrestling, I've got to go live. It's like I had to go live today. Like I was like, this shit is insane. He's like, please do these, Delz. No, definitely. I will do my best to try to. The thing about Raw is so late. I got a lot of shit to do in the morning. My kids got school, so I got to take them to school in the morning and do a bunch of stuff. So it's tough. Yeah, I know, and I love that you in here because I know you're a huge wrestling fan. So yeah, if you're a wrestling fan, subscribe here. We have a lot of interviews. I interview tons of people here. We've interviewed Karrion Kross. Me and him actually reviewed the Joker movie, which is a sick video. We talk about thrash metal, me and him. I've interviewed Scarlett on this channel. I've interviewed tons of people on this channel. Watch the Day in the Life with me in Crime Time. What'd you say?
I said the homie Chris Bay.
Yeah. Chris Bay's been on the show. So many people have been on the show. Yo, what's up? I Collect Kicks. Salute to you. So yeah, dig into this channel if you're new. Yeah, the Cross interview is classic. You got to definitely watch that, man. It's a dope interview. So watch that. Watch all of the wrestling content on the playback. You'll see some boxes popping up. And check out HTX. He has some content too. So definitely check out HTX. Thanks for coming up, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man. I can look forward to.
Yes, sir.
Sorry
bro.
about that. My son.
That's all good. It's all. Listen, I got kids too, so I know. So, all right, y'all. Everyone have a good night. Leave them comments. Let me know what you thought of of all the matches. What was your favorite, and how you feel about the Miz winning. I gotta get some sleep. It's been a long day. Much love. Salute. We out.